Are you a big fan of anime where the MC is an overpowered swordsman? Would you like to know about some of the most overpowered swordsmen in anime? Well, you're in luck, as this is a place to come to find out. Welcome back to Comet's Top 5s, where today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 5 anime where the MC is an overpowered swordsman. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, as well as click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. With that said, let's jump right into our top 5 picks, shall we? Number 5, Shaman King. What better anime to start off a list about swordsmen than Shaman King? Now for this video, I will be talking about the remake of the series, which roughly follows the same plot as the original series. This anime follows our MC Yo Asakura, a shaman and medium between the worlds of the living and the dead. To live a relatively quiet life where everyone is happy, Yo decides to become the Shaman King, a medium able to channel the power of the Great Spirit to reshape the world. To do so, he must enter the Shaman Fight, a tournament to determine who is the strongest shaman among them worthy of channeling the Great Spirit's power. This anime follows Yo and his friends' adventures in the Shaman Fight and the trials they must face to ensure a worthy shaman is chosen. Now I'm sure you are wondering where our swordsman is at, right? Well, to compete in the competition, each medium has a contracted spirit, and in this case, Yo's guardian ghost is Amidamaru, a 600-year-old legendary samurai. As just a human, Amidamaru was an insanely talented swordsman, capable of many inhuman feats. After he died and became Yo's spirit, he could enhance Yo's sword, allowing him over the course of the series to upgrade and become a stronger shaman. If you're looking for an anime where shamans battle it out with pure strength and skill, then watch Shaman King. Number 4, Plunderer. I want you to imagine that you lived in a post-apocalyptic world known as Alcia, where everyone has their worth measured by a count printed on their body. When the count hits 0, they are dragged down to what is known as the Abyss, never to be heard from again. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's the world our MC Hina Pharaoh lives in, as she travels around the world looking to complete her mother's dying wish of finding the legendary ace. Unfortunately for Hina, the legendary ace she finds is Lich Bach, one of the legendary heroes that put an end to the Waste War 300 years ago. Not only is Lich an insanely powerful swordsman, possessing the ability Ace of Flashing Strikes, but he is also a huge pervert who wears a mask to cover his face. Due to all the carnage and bloodshed Lich inflicted, he decided to walk away from the life of a legendary ace. But unfortunately for him, Hina keeps dragging him back into the life he once left to fulfill a promise she made. Interestingly enough, his count is based on how many women he has been rejected by, totaling negative 666. But what makes him unique is as an ace, he has a secondary count on his sword, totaling 5,700, which represents the number of enemies he has killed. Not only does he have immense strength, but due to his light speed movements, it's not even fair the advantage he has against opponents when protecting Hina. If you want a funny anime with an insanely perverted swordsman, then Plunderer is the way to go. Number 3, Shakugan no Shana. Now I couldn't pass up putting Shana on our list from Shakugan no Shana, as she possesses abilities that make her an insanely strong swordswoman. This anime follows our MC, Yuji Sakai, who is thrusted into the world of battle between Crimson Denizens and Flame Haze. It is here Yuji finds out about the power of existence and how the denizens use it to gain more power. In doing so, they erase the existence of the people whose existences they take. To keep the balance, Flame Haze replace lost existences with torches that will eventually fade into nothing. Yuji finds out he has a special type of torch known as a Mistes, and that he contains a special treasure tool that allows his existence to be replenished at midnight. After meeting our female swordswoman, Shana, he decides to help her in her fight against Crimson Denizen to restore balance to their world. Shana is one of the many Flame Haze in the world who fight Denizen, and to do so, she is contracted to the Crimson God, Alistor. Not only is she a master combatant with the sword Neotono no Shana, but she can also manipulate flames, which is why she is such a feared opponent among the Crimson Denizen. If you would like to watch the journey of Shana and Yuji as they fight the Crimson Denizens to save the world, then look no further than Shakugan no Shana. Number 2, Demonslayer. So it shouldn't come as a shock that Demonslayer is on our list, as almost everyone in the anime in one form or another uses a sword as their weapon. Granted, there are exceptions, but for this list we'll be focusing on Rengoku, the Flame Hashira. In the anime Demonslayer, we follow Tanjiro after the events of his family being brutally murdered by a demon, the only survivors being him and his little sister Nezuko, who was turned into a demon. Bent on killing the demon that killed his family while also protecting his sister, Tanjiro undergoes training to become a Demonslayer. It is during the events of this intense training that we are introduced to the Flame Hashira, Kyojiro Rengoku. Rengoku is considered one of the best swordsmen in the anime, not only due to his insane strength, reflexes, and sword technique, but also due to his indomitable willpower that allowed him to continue fighting no matter the cost. If you're looking for an awesome anime about seeking revenge while also protecting family, then Demon Slayer is a must-see. Now we can't have a top 5 list without some honorable mentions. Reincarnated as a slime. So when it comes to swordsmen, it really shouldn't be a shock that I had to include characters like Amidamaru and Rimuru, as they're both insanely stacked when it comes to wielding a sword. This anime follows our reincarnated MC and his adventures creating a kingdom for monsters, while also becoming one of the strongest slimes in existence. Not only is Amidamaru trained by Hakuro, a master swordsman, but he can also infuse his flames into his sword, giving him a massive upgrade. Some could even say as a swordsman, Amidamaru, due to the constant training and evolution of his species, that he is one of the strongest swordsmen in the anime. Not to downplay Rimuru either, because he also has some insanely powerful abilities when it comes to swordplay. Not only is Rimuru a master swordsman, but he can also infuse magic into his sword, and he takes it to a whole other level. He has taken Veldora's storm magic and infused it with his own blade to create some devastating magic attacks. I couldn't choose just one or the other, which is why this honorable mention goes to both. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Of course, no honorable mentions list would be complete without Iki Kuragane from Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Although Iki might be considered an F-rank blazer and nicknamed the worst one, he is not a swordsman that I would underestimate, mainly due to the fact that he can break the chains of fate and increase his magic levels by training, this being a feat that no other blazer can do. On top of that, Iki taught himself how to wield a sword, being somewhat of a sword master, learning over 126 sword styles. This allows him to not only fight against blazers stronger than himself, but he can outclass some of the best blazers like A-rank Stella Vermilion, who also honed her abilities with a sword. This anime follows Iki's adventures as he participates in the 7-Star Sword Art Festival, so that he can finally be free of his fate and graduate. If you're looking for a solid underdog story, then give Chivalry of a Failed Knight a watch. Number 1. Black Clover. So it should be no surprise that Yami from Black Clover had to come in at number 1 on our list, because when it comes to Overpowered Swordsman, a man who can literally slice through dimensions is not someone you want to mess with. Black Clover follows our MC Asta, an orphan whose goal is to become the Wizard King. Unfortunately, he has no magic, and this goal seems almost impossible. Asta is determined, and through hard work and training, he pushes himself physically to max out his body and ultimately receive a grimoire allowing him to use anti-magic. With this comes some pretty insane swords that he has to learn how to wield, but when he does, he becomes someone you don't want to mess with either. Alongside Asta is his childhood friend Yuno, who also wants to become the Wizard King, but he is exceptionally talented with mana. These two start their journey by joining one of the 9 Magic Knight squads, which is where we're introduced to the Black Bull's captain, Yami Tsukihiro. Not only is he one of the best swordsmen in the Clover Kingdom, but he also has the ability to use dark magic, which allows him to pull off many impressive feats like slicing through dimensions. He is not someone you want to mess with or face in a sword fight, and that's why he has to come in at number 1 on our list of overpowered swordsmen. Well, that's our picks for the top 5 anime where the MC is an overpowered swordsman. What did you think of our top 5? What MCs would you have added or changed? You can let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you want to see more content like this, to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. As always, thanks for tuning in to Comet's Top 5s, and I'll see you on our next top 5 video.